with a sharp beak.
In Arizona, it is illegal for anyone over the age of 18 to have less than one missing tooth visible when smiling.
Illegal?
Illegal.
Wow, that's so...
Thank God they don't have this in West Virginia. Half the state would have to move out.
Wow, that's some vanity right there.
And now, those of you that watch, I don't know why I say that, because if you're watching, obviously you watch.
Right.
Last week, we did a thing about the kangaroos in Alaska not being allowed in the barber
Australia.
shop. No, Alaska.
I thought it was
No, these are all state laws.
Yeah, okay.
Australia's not a state.
Well, I missed that one last week.
You sure? Yes, okay. Matter of fact, you miss a lot of shit. Yeah. For about the last 10 weeks, it's always been a law somewhere in the United States.
Oh, okay.
When I run out of those, maybe I'll go to Australia. Yeah. Anyway, in Alaska, it's illegal for kangaroos to be in a barber shop.
Right.
And then in South Carolina this past week, a kangaroo killed somebody.
Oh.
I think it's directly because they're pissed off about this barbershop rule.
Right.
Yeah, they said, okay, screw this.
Yeah, you don't give me a haircut. Fuck you.
Exactly. I'll bet you the Alaska, the kangaroo that killed someone in South Carolina probably came from Alaska with an attitude.
Or they're related.
Yeah, I would think so.
Sure.
I would think so. Okay, so there you have it. See, so this stuff I give you at the beginning, you think it's just bullshit, but it's not. It really, you can predict the future because of it.
Right.
Okay. New Scientist magazine.
There it is.
I read it so you don't have to. I got you 5. Count them 5 this week. Yeah. It says it's hard to shake something we've been taught as hard truths for decades. And this was on their podcast. So you know it's true, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because if you hear something on a podcast, it has to be correct.
Easily.
Just a quick, when I was running my basketball camp, I could tell this guy at the other end of the phone, people would call you before and decide whether to send their son or daughter. And the guy said, hey, you have a website? I said, yeah. And then, he checked it and he signed up right away. Just because I had a website. Oh, this shit I'm saying is true.
It's legit.
Because not only am I saying it, I wrote it.
Yeah, right.
Okay, let's get on to these science things, though, because you'll be interested in this. Greenland sharks live long without going blind. Now, do they go blind other places? Like in Iceland, are those fucking sharks running into each other?
I don't know.
Or do they have those damn sticks?
Shark walking stick.
All right, see if you can figure this one out. Quantum randomness is something that is hard to understand and also much harder to generate.
Oh, well,
then why the fuck are we talking about it then, scientists? Why don't tell us something we fucking can understand and generate.
Right.
Okay. Well, this one could be big for all of us. All of us. Not just us two. You better listen to this one.
Mm-hmm.
Alternative periodic table could change how we measure time. We might not go by hours and minutes anymore.
Boy.
Maybe it's,
Maybe I just got a lot younger.
Yeah. Younger, never late anymore because you're going by that new periodic table chime.
Yeah, I like it.
And microplastics hamper the memories of honeybees. Now, honeybees that aren't around microplastics, how much do you think they remember? Think they remember a lot?
I don't know. Maybe maybe they could get some kind of disability or something. They don't have to make as much honey. I don't know.
I guess. Anyway, we are Pittsburgh Dive Bar Talk. I'll get this out of the way. That's Tiny. I'm the Prince of Pittsburgh. And we are the only Category 5 podcast in the universe. Try to find another one. That's right. We are the hardest working podcast in 4 states and Suriname. 4 states and Suriname. Top that, bitches. We are 720 pounds of podcast proclivity. I think we probably still are. Do you think?
Yeah, I don't think my numbers moved too much.
I mentioned before we started, I've cut down on my eating, but my drinking has picked up. So I don't think. Now, here's something that's new, though. We are now 57 years of marriage with no divorces.
That's right.
Both had unknowing to us, we both had our anniversaries this week. So it's not 55 anymore, 57 with no divorce. And I didn't tell you anything this week, did I? There's a lot of shit you don't know about this show. I think we've done the patron podcast for those other ones long enough.
Okay.
So now we're going to do 4 new ones.
Oh, wow.
And there might be one we use later on, or those honeybees, microplastic honeybees might be someone.
I kind of like those, yeah.
We'll have to think about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Disabled microplastic honeybees.
Exactly. Now, on today's show, Pittsburgh Dive Bar Talk, just today, Dear Tiny is going to answer 3 questions. We're going to each tell a dive bar story. Like I told you before, we're Dive Bar Talk, yet we waited till episode 94 to do a dive bar story, but now we're throwing some at you. Mm-hmm. And I have a cutesy one.
Oh.
So, yeah, you're not very sensitive. So no, you're not sensitive at all. But I am, and mine's kind of cutesy. We have Transylvanian brain freeze. Mm-hmm. We have movie game where Tiny is perfect.
Right.
And where we have the music game where Tiny sucks ass.
Where you've picked terrible songs.
Yeah. Blame me. It's Ken Jennings' fault when you don't win in Jeopardy.
That's right.
You got the game right. We have an Argy Bargy that was supposed to be a Transylvanian brain freeze, but it pissed me off so bad I changed it this morning. Wow. Yes, this morning. I changed it.
That might be a first.
It is a first. Hell's Half Acre. You don't even know the 2 people, do you? I thought I told you, but no, I must not have. It's going to be Jessica Alba versus Nancy Grace.
Oh no, you did send me that.
Did I tell you that?
Yeah,
okay,
you didn't tell me that.
Bitch.
You didn't tell me.
I didn't
the
tell you. Oh no,
stipulation.
I don't tell you the handicap. And I'm going to hold this. It's a tease for all you, including you.
Oh.
Samurai Chatter, we have Would You Rather questions, but there's an addition this week. A big time addition. I think you're going to like it.
Okay.
I think you're going to like it.
Okay,
real quick. Our website that's rated G. We're not necessarily rated G, but our website is, so you can, take your little kids there. It'll be fun. Mm-hmm. Lovely photos, all that stuff. Beer and pizza ratings. Dear Tiny, Living Legend list, favorite dive bars, all episodes, current and past. Mm-hmm. But we have a new big question this week. And you don't even have to think. You just go through and give yourself a point for the answers are already up there. Yeah, you don't like this one. You're a piece of shit. It's How Pittsburgh Are You? How Pittsburgh Are You? And the things are uniquely Pittsburgh. Why do you have a problem with that?
I've never associated with the town I've been in or the school or I'm not a big rah-rah guy when it comes to any of that stuff.
That's like I said, you're not a big rah-rah guy. You're just a piece of shit. That's all.
I don't understand. Why do I have to relate to somebody because we live in the same shitty city? What do I have to relate to you for? No.
Yeah, but you're like that.
Yourself.
You're like that with everything. With everything. Didn't I just say something? A couple that you weren't sensitive. I didn't write it down, but. Yeah.
I just don't. Why does that bond us in any way? No, go fuck yourself. I don't care where you live. You're just because it's called something different because it was that way 100 years ago. I'm supposed to know the old name for it, and because it's on half of a hillside rather than this half of the hillside, it's a different town altogether.
Anyway, people. You go to the website and it's very simple. You just count through. See this shithead. He said, I hope we get a real low score in that because there's 22 answers and you see what you get. And he hopes you haven't taken it yet.
I didn't. I was trying to go through it during Tori's game last night and I just got distracted.
Someone must have had a good looking mother. Because I know it's your daughter and it's good and everything, but I coached that for a while. Yeah, it's not entertaining unless your daughter's batting.
That's about the only. Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, one last thing. I have a friend Ray, and he was my friend from Steeler games, and I haven't seen him a whole lot, but a couple stories about him. He was in line at it's like a 7-Eleven type of place. Mm-hmm. And the guy it's in a little community and the clerk knew who he was.
Oh, nice.
And he said to him, that was the year we drafted Troy Edwards in the first round.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So,
I remember that one well.
He said to Ray, Hey, how's Troy Edwards doing this year? And Ray, you believe we used a first round choice on that son of a bitch? He is horrible. He's one of the worst I've ever seen. Troy Edwards was standing right behind him, and the clerk knew.
That's
and he knew
awesome. He set him up.
He knew Ray would get.
That's awesome.
And in all fairness to Troy, he said he could have had a fight with him.
Yeah, right.
I'm sorry, I'm trying my best.
There you go.
So I thought that was pretty good. And in all fairness to Troy, for those of you who aren't football fans, if you're a first round pick, you have to come in and kick ass.
Yeah.
If he had been a third round pick, everything would have been fine.
I remember this draft very specifically because I wanted them to take John Tate. He was a tackle, I think, out of BYU. And I think the consensus was they needed help on the line. This Tate guy was a plug and play tackle. And then they took Troy Edwards, who was they projected to be like a slot receiver.
Right. So Ray was not too happy with him and let him know it. And then I ran into Ray on Federal Street before a Pirate game.
Oh.
And Ray would get he liked his booze. And by the fourth quarter of every Steeler game, he's slurring his words and you can barely understand what he was saying. But anyway, at the Federal Street before the Pirate game, he's doing sign language with a deaf guy. I didn't know Ray knew it. As it turned out, he had a brother or something. I didn't know that at the time. So they're signing each other, and he introduces me. And then I said to Ray, hey, can I ask your buddy a question? Obviously, I couldn't do it. I said, so you'll sign it to him? He said, yeah. And I said to the deaf guy, when Ray gets drunk, does he fuck up his sign language the same way he fucks up his regular language? And this guy, a picture's worth 1,000 words, he started howling. So Ray did fuck up his.
That's funny.
Yeah. But anyway, Ray died last week.
Oh.
And he was just a really good guy. Didn't want anything, just added to your life. So we are in salute to Ray. We do this on occasion. We're going to have a shot. And you didn't know Ray out there, but this is for friends of yours that don't ask for anything and they're just there because they're your friend. To you, Ray.
Dear Abby, my feet are too long. My hair's falling out. And my
Welcome back.
wrong.
This is Dear Tiny, where viewers like you write in and Tiny answers these letters, sometimes on relationships. First one's not relationship. Actually, the first one, this is going to be one of the first one. I'll have confidence that you'll actually fucking know. Anyway, this is from Marty from Marsdale. It says, Dear Tiny, I've been a regular listener to your show and just wanted to say how much I enjoy your episodes, especially the ones where you talk about your off-roading adventures. Do you talk about those?
A couple times.
Oh, okay. So Marty enjoyed 2 out of 104?
Something like that. Yeah, something like that.
The way you describe the trails, the challenges, and the camaraderie of the experience makes it all sound like an absolute blast.
Right.
I don't remember this.
Yeah, where my friends leave me stuck in the woods for 5 hours.
That I remember. A dog wouldn't even stay with you.
It's Ray, the dog's and I'm fucking out of here.
So anyway, Marty goes on. I've never tried off-roading before, but your stories have definitely sparked my interest.
Wow.
I'd love to get into it, but I'm not quite sure where to begin. Do you have any advice for someone just starting out? What kind of vehicle do you recommend for a beginner?
Wow.
Are there good resources, communities, or beginner-friendly trails you'd suggest checking out?
Wow. That's a lot of layers to that.
That is.
And without putting everybody to sleep, I'll try to give the Reader's Digest here.
Okay.
Because I don't know how to make it funny because it's off-roading. I don't know what's funny about that other than getting stuck in the woods when your friends.
You rarely make anything funny, so they're not going to be surprised at that shit.
Yeah, I think it all comes down. It's Marty, right? Is that the I think
Marty from Marsdale.
Yeah, I think it depends how old you are, Marty, because in my younger years, I grew up throwing my leg over a 4-wheeler going that way, which was, dirt bikes were still a thing when I was growing up. So the 4-wheelers, everybody thought you were a big sissy if you needed 4 wheels instead of 2. Yeah, that was a big, but they're not what they are now. And you get on 4, you're like, oh, we need 4, just take a dirt bike.
Dude, there's some old school too that still think that way.
There's a generation probably like 10 years older than me, the dirt bikes are like the only thing. Yeah, for sure. You know, and you're a big pussy if you need 4 wheels to ride in the woods. But if you're not anything, if you're on the wrong side of 30, I wouldn't do a 4-wheeler. I'd do a side-by-side where you just kind of sit, and it's like driving a car in the woods where you got another seat and it's just a steering wheel and a gas pedal and a brake pedal. And then you can, it's a little harder on the spine because, you know, you can maneuver yourself on a 4-wheeler to kind of avoid certain things. Whereas you're just sitting in a car taking it. So you need suspension.
As a side by side, kind of a golf cart on steroids.
That's fair.
Okay.
Yeah. The suspension springs are, you know, they're bigger than your cars probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then, I would say that if you're over 30, go the side-by-side route. As far as around here, there's a ton of places to ride. If you're in Pittsburgh, you could go an hour in any direction and hit a different riding park, north, south, east, west. But hands down, you've heard me mention it before, West Virginia is just the place to go. Now, if you're new, I wouldn't recommend buying a new buggy and going down there the first weekend, because they say like that's most people that get life flighted out of West Virginia are the first timers, and they try to bite off more than they can chew. So maybe get one and go to the local area places to ride. There's quite a few there. If you head out towards west in Wampum, PA, which is right off the turnpike, Mines and Meadows is that way. There's a place in the south. It's a oh shit, the name escapes me. Damn it, I should have wrote it down.
Yeah, I gave you this letter.
I know you got me. You gave me this one. There's a place near Punxsutawney called Rock Run. That's a good one to get your feet wet a little bit. And then there's Allegheny National Forest up here near Clarion that you can ride up that way. But you know that's really governed by a lot of that they're funded by the state, and it's a federal park or national park, I should say. And they make you play by the rules there. You know, you have to have like insurance and all that kind of stuff. Your bike has to be registered, all that kind of shit. So, yeah. I don't know if that's a good answer, but that's I would.
No, it certainly was a long one.
It was a long one.
Yeah.
Quantity or quality, as long as you get one.
Which one did we get?
I don't know.
Quantity.
Quantity.
Okay,
Yeah,
you're right. I thought you at least bring up Southern Exposure while you were talking about West Virginia. That's a story for another day. Actually, no, that's a story for last week.
That was last week. Yeah.
Okay, this is from Depressed.
Ooh.
Yeah, and we don't like people to be depressed.
No.
That's why you should watch Pittsburgh Dive Bar.
I agree.
So you don't get depressed.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I haven't said this for all. We give you the dive bar experience without going to the dive bar.
I like it.
All right. Depressed says, Dear Tiny, I love my fiance, but she has a problem with alcohol. When she runs out of money and I won't give her any to buy booze, she gets abusive to me and others. I go to a therapist and we're waiting for couples counseling. What else can I do as I want to save the relationship?
Wow. Abusive too. Tit for tat as far as I'm concerned. She wants to throw down. It's still a woman at the end of the day. You should be able to take her down. You know, she needs maybe she just needs a good smack.
Oh God, maybe we should go back to off-roading.
Yeah, she must be a hell of a lay if you're willing to take abuse of that in that capacity where she's a drunk and abusive.
Right.
She must be a hell of a lay. That's the only thing I can think. I don't know. There's other pussy out there. That's my advice.
Okay, I'll throw in one thing.
Go.
Run like fuck. Get away from that bitch. Holy hell! Don't stay with that.
I agree.
A woman. If she's gonna drink like that, at least she can have enough money to buy her own booze. You know?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Get the hell away.
Get her to turn tricks for money or something.
Yeah, depressed. Go get yourself a good hooker.
There you go.
Okay. Last one. This is from Dormont Donnie. Dormont Donnie said, Dear Tiny, 6 months ago, my son was saying his prayers and finished with a special blessing to his grandpa. The next day, grandpa died. Then, 2 months ago, he concluded his prayers with a special blessing for grandma. Grandma passed away 2 days later. Last week, I got very nervous when he prayed for me to be blessed. 2 days ago, my wife informed me that our mailman died. Tiny, what do you make of this?
I got a couple of relatives. Maybe he could pray for.
I think that might be the best answer. I think we all have people he can pray for. Yeah. Maybe Dormont, maybe we should go around Dormont and keep asking for someone named Donnie and then get his kid and pay him a lot of money.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, we could turn that into a profit center.
Okay. There we go with Dear Tiny. We'll be back with, I'm going to try to do this right this week. Remember last week I got out of order.
Yeah.
We'll be back with our dive bar stories.
All right, Dive Bar Talks your song. We're doing another take. Let's try it out.
Welcome back. This is the segment where, am I close enough here? Oh, there. Now I am.
So,
this is the segment where many times we tell a story. Now, last time my story was too damn long, so Tiny didn't get a chance. So, of course, then he told his damn off-roading story, and he made up for it. So, okay, without further ado, Tiny, give us a dive bar story.
yeah, this isn't only a dive bar story. This is a nudie bar story.
Oh.
Yeah. This goes, and it kind of segues back from the last segment. Took place in West Virginia. We were in Man, West Virginia. This goes back more than 15 years. And we stayed at a Holiday Inn Express, and we were all nervous to go out because it's notorious where like people get their bikes stolen and stuff in their parking lot. So we were a little nervous to go out.
How many were in your group?
There were 5 of us this time. Yeah. And we all had our separate ATVs, and everybody was nervous about leaving. We had them secured. I mean, it's only a lot of that's for show. If they want them badly enough, they'll steal them. So we went out to eat, and we went to this nudie bar, and it was one of the, I don't know how they got away with it because they served alcohol, but they were completely naked too. I don't know if that's just okay down there or they were just breaking the rules. Nobody gave a shit.
I've been in a couple like that.
Yeah.
Though.
And now I say serve alcohol. It was literally like they gave you a can of beer. Like, you gave them $2 and they gave you a can, which, take that for what it is. But this place was such a dump because it was a little hole in the wall place that was a little bit out of town, which town is, maybe one red light, like
Man,
Middlesex.
West Virginia.
Right. Yeah. And when I say hole in the wall, it was literally like dirt on the floor. And I don't mean like in like the hipster cool way. I mean like there was a part of the section of the floor they didn't finish yet, like between where the patrons sat and the bathroom. You'd like walk across this like gravel pit to get to the bathroom because they didn't finish the floor yet. And look, there were enough locals there that when you walk in, of course, you're an outsider and everyone's looking to you. And unfortunately, I've had bad instances where people were always looking for fights that way. So it's like, here we go. Thankfully, that part didn't happen. But why this place sticks out and why it's worth telling a story is 2 things. One, it was the worst as far as the chicks. They were definitely all locals. And I swear to you, there were probably only like 4 of them, and they kept cycling through the same ones. They all had like nasty cesarean scars. They were super nice, and you talked about the teeth from your intro. They are not allowed in Arizona, to be sure. And it was just,
they were over 18.
I hope. And it just, we kept waiting for maybe somebody else would come out, but they seriously just kept cycling the same 4 through. What was funny about it, so again, you're buying cans of beer at a time, which whatever, that's fine. We were just there to hang out, and we could walk back to our hotel from there. It wasn't that far. But what I remember, the dirt floor part was there, and what the girls had to put $1 into the jukebox to play their songs to dance to. There wasn't like a DJ and there wasn't all that stuff. They literally had to pick their songs, and so we were there. I don't know how long we were there, and we were just like, "What are we doing?" And the one chick finally got pissed, and she's like, "When are you guys going to pay for a dance or not?" And I looked at him, Flip was with me, and I looked at him like, let's get the fuck out of here. What are we doing? So we finished our beer and left after that because we got yelled at for not asking to get a dance.
Yeah, I'd yell at you too. Why do you go to a damn place like that?
No, we were in West Virginia. It was
how much was a dance?
Oh yeah, it couldn't have been more than $5.
Exactly. You cheap son of a bitch.
So we got kicked out because they were mad we didn't pay for any dances. But they didn't ask any of the locals that. All the locals that were there were sitting there drinking their $2 cans of beer.
Well, you were the big time out of towners.
Of course, the rich city folk. So there you go.
Okay. My story is about the Veranda Bar and Grill.
Okay.
It wasn't a bar and it wasn't a grill. And it was only in existence 10 weeks.
Whoa.
Yet it still has had a profound effect. Now, I told you this is more of a cutesy story.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's not like this asshole I tell him to tell me a dive bar story, and he goes right to West Virginia naked chicks in the dirt. No, mine. See, I have sensitivity. I guess maybe that's why we're a good balance. He's a piece of shit, and
we're in trouble.
I'm sensitive. Anyway, and also two people that used to watch the show all the time, TR and Marcia. They said they would watch this one because I'm going to talk about the Veranda Bar and Grill. Now, why aren't you guys watching all of them?
Yeah.
They used to watch all of them, and I guess when he made a comment, I'm going to watch this next week. I'm thinking, well, that means you're not fucking been watching here.
Right.
Yeah, get on the stick, TR. You're both retired. What the fuck?
Hook up with Tarzan.
Yeah, right. Tarzan, by the way, told me today he watched 2 yesterday.
Oh.
He's painting a room, and he watched 2.
Look at that.
Yeah. Okay. He said he watched his interview and he didn't like it because he wished the computer was closer or some shit. I can't remember. Anyway, I regress. I'm back to the Veranda Bar and Grill.
Right.
I lived in the dorm, and there was this, not an addition to the building. It's kind of part of the building. I think it was to vent heat and air conditioning. So it was about, it was brick around the building, and it was about 6 feet high. And there was kind of grating on the top, and the only way you could get there is through there was a window through one of the guys' dorm rooms. So we took chairs out there every night, and we had a hibachi.
Ooh.
And we didn't have a lot of money. We had enough for cheap beer, but we mostly went and stole hot dogs at the local grocery store. One guy would buy the beer and make a bunch of noise while the other guy's putting hot dogs in it. So, we had free hot dogs.
Nice.
And it was just the best damn time. What helped was my softball team was really, really fucking good that year. And it was all the guys in the dorm. And we won the dorm championship.
Nice.
And so we'd be all fired up and want to get fucked up. We played twice a week, sometime 3, and we'd go to the Veranda Bar and Grill. And the other nice thing, there was the dorm, and then there was a guy's dorm across. But then over here on this side was Van Campen, all women. So to get to the dorm, they had to walk by the Veranda Bar and Grill.
Wow.
Okay. And then after a while, after we became, it became a thing, they would come up and join us. Of course, they'd have to come in the dorm and go through the damn,
right,
because you couldn't climb up on the damn thing. By the way, I looked for a photo of it, but I couldn't find one.
Boo.
I found a photo of the dorm. And I could point to it if but no, I didn't have that. But
okay.
It was just such a good time. We went out there every single night, and now the poor guys that their dorm room was the entrance and exit. They'd want to go to sleep, but they couldn't really sleep too well till the last person left. That's the one bad thing.
Wow, it's like a portal.
But anyway, it was just such a good time, and it became more and more popular. More people wanted to come to the Veranda Bar and Grill, and this just tells you why dive bars can be so fun without fancy shit. We had good people, a good vibe, and lots of alcohol, and that's about all you fucking need.
That's right.
And you don't need nude chicks dancing on dirt.
They don't. That doesn't hurt, though.
Well, it hurt you. You get thrown out. So here for the Veranda Bar and Grill. We'll be back with Transylvanian Brain Freeze.
Transylvania Brain Freeze.
This is Transylvanian Brain Freeze. And we have 3 of them for you today. We're going to have 4, but one of them pissed me off. So I had to shift that back to Argy Bargy. Okay. CNN reported that manosphere influencers. Do you have any idea what that fucking is?
No.
I didn't either. And how do you become an influencer? Can't me and you be influencers?
We should be by now.
Oh, can we just call ourselves that?
Sure.
Or do you have to get?
I don't know what.
Is there some way to become one?
I mean, I'm sure they say it's based on your number of followers and stuff, but why can't we're on YouTube? Why can't we say we're a YouTube influencer?
Okay, we are influencers.
I like this.
Well, we're not manosphere influencers. We'll have to come up with a name for ourselves.
I like this.
We'll do that for next week.
Okay.
That's a tease. Stay tuned. Okay, sorry. CNN reported that manosphere influencers are advising young men to shave their eyelashes to appear more masculine. But British eye surgeon Vicky Lee, she cautioned that eyelashes are vital for both eye health and visual experience.
Who's paying attention to this shit?
I don't know. Why? Yeah, why? We got to be better influencers than those fuckers.
Like,
I mean, goddamn, come on.
And I'm sorry, anything on the internet that's telling me how to be more masculine, I don't agree with, because all these fucking pussy boy stuff they put out there now, and they're not masculine in any way.
More masculine by shaving shit? Yeah, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. You know?
Absolutely not.
Yeah. So fuck you, Manosphere.
I agree.
But next week, we're going to be influencers of something.
That's right.
We're going to come up with it. We'll put our heads together and come up with nothing. And then next week at this time,
steal something.
Yeah. We'll Google it. Okay. Number 2. Columbia researchers concluded that celiac sufferers can safely kiss deeply with tongue people who just ate bread or other gluten-containing food. Because it won't transfer. Only a trivial amount of gluten is transferred in a French kiss. Yeah, but no, okay, you say that, but now I know why girls weren't kissing me. They were all celiacs, and I didn't know it. Here, all this fucking time, I thought it was me.
Wait.
No.
You and your love for sourdough bread or what?
Oh, I dated celiacs. That was my problem. That's why no one slipped their tongue or did anything with me. Damn, this makes me feel so good. I feel like my ego's big enough to become an influencer now. Okay. One more. This is from Belgium. Oh, you're going to hate this one. You're going to hate this
I like their waffles.
They do have some good waffles. Okay. As soon as I saw this, I said, oh, Tiny, I'll love this.
Oh, no.
70 contestants from 13 different countries screeched and squawked to see who could best sound like a seagull.
Jesus Christ.
In the European Gull Scream, competitors wore claws and beaks and were rated by a jury on their sounds and behavior. The winner, Anna Breinold of Denmark, I wonder how far Denmark to Belgium is.
I don't know. It's a good
I
question.
don't know. I'll look it up.
We need like the Indiana Jones plane thing flying down.
Said she practiced in front of the mirror and in front of the seagulls. Event organizer Claude Willert said gulls are often unfairly maligned as food-stealing nuisances.
Yes.
Claude said, I wanted to make seagulls sexy again.
No.
When were they sexy the first time?
Right.
Again?
No, that's not something he can say. No. This is like all those rednecks that do the pig squeal stuff, right? All that nonsense. Oy vey. Good night.
Okay, so you don't want to be the podcast for the European Gull Scream?
I don't want to be patron podcast for them. I don't think so.
Okay.
Although the Gull Screech, that actually sounds like almost like a Transylvanian brain freeze. Almost sounds like a segment.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I like the name European Gull Scream. Yeah. Can you believe that people came from 13 countries to do that shit? Though?
Lord, that's so.
I mean, that makes the furries look like normal people. You know,
that's pretty scary.
It is scary. Okay. Fun and games are over.
Uh-oh.
Because now we're going to the movie game, and I guess I don't have to tell you that the man next to me has a perfect score in the movie game. Coming up next.
Dive Bar Show, I do everyone.
Welcome back to Pittsburgh Dive Bar Talk, and this is the movie game. And the movie game, I give 2 lines, I give 2 characters, and 2 actors. And this is week number 4 of our competition, in which we have 12 people in it. And amazingly, Tiny, you get 5 points for the title of the movie and 1 point for the year. Tiny has 18 out of 18, which is fucking ridiculous.
I don't watch that many movies.
You don't.
I know.
You don't. Yet you listen to a lot of songs.
I do.
That's gone the other way.
I listen to a lot of good music. That's
go fuck yourself. Okay, in this one, I'm I'm going to give you the 2 lines, but I'm going to tell you who said them. So actually, you're going to end up with 5 characters out of the deal.
Okay.
How about that?
Wow.
So I'm giving you, and this is a famous movie, and it's weird. I've never seen it.
Oh, geez.
But it's famous.
Okay.
It's famous. Okay, first line. Mouth said he was looking at pictures. President Lincoln, George Washington, Martin Sheen. Steph said, Martin Sheen, that's President Kennedy, you idiot. Mouth retorted, same difference. I mean, he played Kennedy once. Okay, so now you have Mouth and Steph already.
Okay.
Brandon Walsh, this is the second line here. I'm going to hit you so hard that when you wake up, your clothes will be out of style. That's a pretty good line.
That's a good line.
I might need to go see this movie.
Yeah.
So you have Mouth and Steph and Brandon Walsh, and then the 2 characters that I wrote down were Mikey and Chunk. I'll repeat those again. Mouth, Steph, Brandon Walsh, Mikey and Chunk. And the 2 actors are Sean Astin and Corey Feldman.
Okay.
Sean Astin and Corey Feldman. If you don't know it yet, if you're playing, pause. But what do you think?
I thought I had it, and I was right. I was questioning until you said the names. Goonies.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right. I'm amazed. Okay, what year you think?
I'm not gonna get 1986.
1985.
Oh!
Yes. If you're within 1 year, you get it. Tiny, amazingly.
Jesus.
And the thing he doesn't know shit about is now 24 for 24. You know what? I forgot. Can you put that up now?
Oh, yeah. I'll put it up at the beginning, too, because you bullshit.
I did. Well, you can put it up now.
Yeah.
Okay, so you see going into it. Tiny has 18, but Yimmy's right on his trail, and so is Columbo and Rubenesque Ruby.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone's really still in it except for Flowboy. Yeah. Flowboy's having some problems. So there you see that. And stay tuned, because now we got wait a minute.
Oh.
We still on?
No, we're good.
Okay. I forgot my 2 facts about that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Sean Astin was allowed to keep the treasure map.
Nice.
Years later, his mom, Patty Duke, discovered it, didn't know that it was, and threw it away.
Oh, no. That movie set memorabilia goes for big money.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. And Sean Astin gets some big
I'm
roles.
sure. Yeah.
Okay. And the pirate ship was real.
Oh.
After the film, it was offered to anyone that would take it. No one wanted it, so it was scrapped.
Oh, boy, that wouldn't happen today.
No. So there's your 2. You like the Goonies? See, I didn't really see it.
People my age love it, and it's just okay for me. I don't know. It's cheesy over the top, but it's okay.
Well, I watched a movie this morning when I couldn't get back to sleep. I hope they serve beer in hell. If you like nudie bars, you might like it. But other than that,
I'm in.
Yeah, you might like it better than the Goonies. Okay, we'll be back with a music game. Now, welcome back to the music game. This is a part of Pittsburgh Dive Bar talk that we've had a while. And the self-proclaimed music expert that just went on and on about how fucking smart he was about music. No. Really, yeah, I'm showing you proof right here. Check out that score. Check out Tiny's score. He got a 0. I know you keep saying you're giving everyone a chance, but you're giving 3-pack a pretty big chance, aren't you? And even, let's see, House of Thrills and Flowboy and Teddy Roosevelt are ahead of you.
I know.
And they really don't know shit.
Yeah.
But anyway, 3-pack and Yimmy are right in there with Columbo a little further back. Oh, no. And Paul G. Damn, I forgot Paul G.
Right.
Damn, I didn't see him the first time either. He's down at the bottom. That's how I couldn't see it. Okay. So anyway, in the music game, I give you lyrics and then you guess the title, that gives you 3 points.
Right.
The artist or the group, that gives you 2 points. And the year, that gives you 1 point. And Today, I'm just going to sing this one. Last week, I'll admit, I was a bad singer last week. I have a bigger respect for Mick Jagger now than
there you go,
because I didn't do good. I'm going to sing it well this time.
Oh no!
But I'm going to apologize in advance. Although I could have changed it, so I thought of this song. I thought this would be good, and then I thought Tiny has no chance to get this. None.
Oh
yeah,
boy.
sorry,
Nah,
but I don't
all right.
I don't see where you have a snowball's chance in hell in this. But some of the people will get it. Some of the people will get it.
All right.
But I'm going to sing it one time, and I'll hum through the title. Okay, how about that?
Okay.
And then I'm going to go a little further after that because I think I can sing this one.
Oh boy!
All right, you ready?
Here we go.
Stayed in bed all morning just to pass the time. There's something wrong here, there can be no denying. One of us is changing, or maybe we just stopped trying. Do 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 do. We really try to make it. Something inside has died, and I can't hide, and I just can't fake it. Oh no, there's more. It used to be so easy living here with you. You were light and breezy, and I knew just what to do. Now you look so unhappy, and I feel like a fool. Do 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 do. Boom.
Oh,
Pause if you have to, because sometimes I do this shit too quick. So you've heard this song.
no, it's terrible. The lyrics are that's suicide music. That's got to be some bullshit pre-disco 70s. No, that's terrible. That's like ABBA type shit. That's the only thing you could have done worse is give me an ABBA song.
It's funny you say that because you may be hearing about them later on. So you don't even have a guess.
I don't have a guess.
Well, you can at least guess the year.
1971.
It's right. Oh! Tiny gets his first point of the year. First point. 1971 is exactly right. Now, the song is "It's Too Late" by Carole King.
I know who she is. No wonder.
Well, okay, you sell albums.
I have her down. I have a ton of her shit.
Even I
downstairs.
know Tapestry. Okay, let me just tell you about Tapestry.
It's garbage.
Possibly, but if you were a guy that grew up when I did, you had to have that album because if you brought a chick to your room, you couldn't play Ozzy Osbourne or fucking Led Zeppelin to get laid, but you put Tapestry on, you had a shot. Of course, I always dated Celiac, so I didn't get anything, but I had a better chance with Tapestry, and that was on Tapestry, and so It's Too Late, Carole King, 1971. Tiny gets 1 point. One on the board. Yeah, he's on his way. Okay, next up is Argy Bargy.
Hey, give us some of that all giving it all to Jay, giving some of that all.
Welcome back, Pittsburgh Dive Bar Talk. This is Argy Bargy, where I bitch about something, and I always have stuff to bitch about. I didn't think I was going to have so much, but this one's going to piss you off too. And this has 2 layers.
Oh,
okay, all right,
you're deep.
Okay, listen to that. If you're a football fan, you'll really get into this. Even if you're not, you should. A Shadur Sanders fan is suing the NFL for $100 million, claiming emotional distress and trauma because the quarterback wasn't picked until the 5th round. He said he's followed Sanders in college, witnessing his exceptional talent firsthand. Watching him fall to the 144th pick was so mentally frustrating as to warrant damages in the 9 figures. Guess what? That's not even my bitch. That's not even my bitch yet. Even though certainly that pisses me off. It pisses you off.
Very much so.
Okay, the guy's name? They wouldn't give it. John Doe.
Oh, fuck you.
That's my bitch. People, you can't fucking sue people, and this happens all the time, not in this, but in other cases, where they drag other people's name through the damn mud, and they don't have to tell theirs. Right. That is such bullshit. Yeah, you should at least have to put yourself out there to drag someone else through. So, like I said, this was supposed to be brain-free shit, but God, damn.
That drives me nuts.
Yeah. Put his name. If he'd had to put his name on that, I bet he wouldn't have done
I
it.
agree.
Yeah,
No doubt.
Yeah,
There's no doubt.
$100 million.
Jesus.
Go fuck yourself. I wish I had
Seriously, go
something
fuck
else, but
yourself.
that's all I can think of right now. That's my Argy Bargy. Welcome back to Hell's Half Acre. And Hell's Half Acre, well, actually, it's a battlefield from the Civil War, but we like that name so much, we named this segment that comes up every other week, or might be even every other, but I haven't decided yet.
Okay.
We haven't done onions, coochie, and cat piss for a while, but
yeah.
I don't have to find as many women for this one.
Yeah, sure.
But anyway, this is basically, you play at home,
Mm-hmm.
but this is mostly for Tiny, and I give them 2 women. But there's a little handicap going on there. But first off, the first time we played Hell's Half Acre, we had the unicorn dildo lady.
Right.
But this time I thought, I'm going to try to find someone that everybody knows.
Okay.
So I Googled ugly celebrities. Now, you tell me, should I be upset? There is one celebrity that looks like me. And I used to say no, but then when 10 different people come up and say you look like Chris Elliott, then you got to start thinking, well, maybe I fucking do look like him. Anyway,
I don't see it.
Well, it was.
I get it.
It was more back in the day, than now. But anyway, he was ranked the 31st ugliest celebrity because I didn't say ugliest female celebrity. I just put ugly celebrity. The only thing, so I guess I should feel bad since my lookalike was the 31st ugliest celebrity.
Right.
The only thing that gave me a little hope, the 23rd ugliest celebrity was Miley Cyrus. And she won a Would You Rather from you, the viewers.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, she beat Selena Gomez.
Okay.
I looked that up back in 94. Yeah. Not the year 94,
Right.
episode 94.
Yeah, 10 episodes. Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, by the way, this is episode 104, which means we've been doing this 2 years exactly, right?
Wow, that's right. Damn.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, a long time. But anyway, okay.
Another anniversary.
Yeah, we're going crazy with these anniversaries now. When does the drinking stop?
Seriously.
Okay, for Tiny, in 1 month, he gets to screw either Jessica Alba,
Nice.
who might be one of the best looking women
I agree.
in the world,
Yeah.
or Nancy Grace. Yeah, so it would be pretty obvious he takes Jessica Alba on that, and you would too, unless you're a sick motherfucker. Nancy Grace, I didn't even think she belonged in the ugly list, but just hearing her would be, she's a little tough to take sometimes.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Okay, but anyway, if you want Jessica Alba, this is a month from now. How long do you listen to music every day, do you suppose?
Probably about 90 minutes.
Oh, is that? I thought it might even be more.
No.
Okay, so all of your 90 minutes for a month, you have to listen to Alba and the Eagles.
Oh, God.
So you listen to Alba and the Eagles for 1 month, and you get to screw Alba, or you don't do that and you get to screw Grace after the month's over. You don't have to listen to any of that shit. Now, for me, that's easy as fuck because I like Alba and the Eagles, but I knew this would be a great one for Tiny.
Wow.
So what do you think there, pal? Alba and Eagles, or Grace just right off?
I don't think I could get it up after listening to them. I'd need some serious assist pills.
Really? You know, Alba had 2 good-looking chicks in her group.
No, they didn't. No. Man.
I'm glad to bring such pain to Tiny. Can you tell? That's why this is Hell's Half Acre.
I'm taking Nancy Grace.
Are you?
I
thought you might.
I have to. And look, there's a part of me she's so fucking miserable. I think just banging her just when she doesn't want anything to do with it, there'd be a little bit of a kink for me. I'd be into that probably, that she doesn't want anything to do with it.
Okay, you're going with Nancy Grace. I'm going with Alba. What are you going to do? And by the way, this is really changing the subject. Back to that. How Pittsburgh Are You? That I made fun of you the whole time.
Right.
Obviously, it's mostly a Pittsburgh thing. Go to our website and play. But if you're not from Pittsburgh, I'd be interested just to see. okay, one of the things is taking a Pittsburgh left.
Yeah.
You can do that anywhere.
Sure.
Pittsburgh left, just in case you don't know, is you're waiting at a light and you're taking a left across traffic. But when the light turns, you hurry up and go before you're supposed to. I never knew that was a thing, but Tom Brokaw, he was in Pittsburgh and he coined that term.
Yeah,
Pittsburgh left. I never knew it was a thing because we all do that here.
Sure.
But anyway, so you could do that. But any of you with balls that, hey, Cox, you can play. You don't mind having your one next to your score, maybe zero. And the other thing is Klondike Bar, even though it started at Isley's, it has expanded. So maybe some people had a Klondike Bar.
Okay.
I'm sorry, we changed the subject.
Right.
But back to, I took Jessica Alba. I'll listen to Alba and the Eagles. He takes Nancy Grace. What would you do? Next with Samurai Chatter.
Well, I believe in UFOs. That's what gets me every time.
Welcome back to Samurai Chatter. Sometime we have a production meeting or just a non-production meeting and we're talking shit and the damn thing comes on. But anyway, I told you, Samurai Chatter, this is the time where we do 4 would you rather questions. But, okay, a few times when we've had a live audience, we've had audience participation. I don't assume we're going to have much audience participation anymore. So 9 people I gave this to.
Wow.
Some made comments. They all voted.
Nice.
And okay, so not only are you going to hear what Tiny and I have to say, you're going to hear what other people had to say too.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll go right to it. Would you rather, you guys play along at home, would you rather own your own boat or your own plane?
This was pretty easy for me. I
Really?
did have to check in because when you say plane, I automatically think like it's not like a private jet liner. I'm thinking like single engine, double engine at most, right?
I didn't say anything, but
Well, that was how I took it because a boat, I'm not going to own a yacht either, right? So I had to ask our buddy Brian because his stepdad used to have a single engine plane.
okay.
And I was like, how far can you get on one of those? And he said, hey, they used to go to Florida from,
Oh, really?
yeah. So I'm like, okay. So it's a plane for me. It's
It
an
is?
easy one. Yeah.
Okay.
And I think I've always had it in my head. I think it'd be awesome if I could just get in the plane and fly out to like a Lakers game. And I might have to stop and get gas once to go all the way to the West Coast.
All
But
right.
I think that'd be pretty cool.
How are you going to get tickets?
I'll figure that out.
Okay. Okay. I said if I'm rich and can afford a pilot, I'll take the plane. I don't want to learn how to do that. There's too many fucking
That's fair.
things. So
Yeah.
if not, I'm going to go with the boat. So probably, I know I'm not fucking rich, so I'm probably taking the boat. But okay, that's 1 for each. Where did I put the scores here? Okay. So now the total score is boat 8, plane 3.
Really?
Boat 8, plane 3. And let me give you a couple comments
Go
here.
ahead.
Yeah, I'm not done. How
Oh,
about that?
good. Hey.
This is new. One guy said he told his wife it was the easiest way to get to the draft next year by boat.
Okay.
The NFL drafts in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, right.
This is probably the best one. Said in porn, guys get blown on boats.
Yeah, what about the Mile High Club?
And hey, I'm just reading, Don't kill the fucking messenger.
Right.
And one guy said, he's taking a boat because he can't fall out of the sky. Now, the one plane guy said, you get places quicker.
Yeah.
So, and that was kind of you. Yeah.
Yep.
And actually, that was a good friend of yours and ours that said that. Okay. So, their boat wins 8-3. 8-3.
Okay.
Next thing. This is a tough one here. Would you rather be the best player on a losing team or the worst player on a winning team? Best player on a losing team or worst player on a winning team?
This is hard for me because I'm usually the best player on a winning team.
Well, let me interject. I in my life, actually, no, that's not the right word. At the top of my career, one year I was the best player on a winning team, and then I immediately became the worst player on a losing team. So I have experienced those two things. Yeah, the worst player on a losing team. So, okay, my fault. No,
I think I'm taking the best player on a losing team. I think, I watch a lot of videos lately about guys talking about old basketball player. Bird especially has been coming up a lot in my feed and how people are defending him a lot as being underrated almost. And I think to hear other people talk about you, if you were that good, I'd rather hear that than just get a ring or whatever.
But he was never on a losing team.
No, but just I think if you're the best player on a bad team, people are going to recognize that you're still a talent.
Okay, all right.
And I'd rather get that kind of recognition than just get a trophy or something.
Well, I'm going to agree with you. I want to be the best player too, because after being the worst player on a losing team, it's psychologically scarred me. Couldn't you tell? That when that happens, then you fucking do a podcast later in life. But we lose 6-5.
Oh,
that was
really?
a close one though, 6-5. And here's a couple comments. The best player on a losing team, you could work to improve, and your team could turn it around. That was their thought.
Okay.
Now, the worst player, one guy said, I sucked, but I won some titles growing up. You like that? One guy, where he was going here, but Devontae Adams from the Packers to the Raiders.
Oh.
Okay. Okay. And one guy, this is kind of to the team, he said you could work harder to get better. That ain't gonna fucking work, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
Although, what am I talking about? I didn't work very hard. As I've told you before, I give up easy, and I certainly did when that happened to me.
Right.
Well, what good was it going to do to be move up from the 14th player to the 11th best player? Exactly. I wasn't going to move up 14-1 in a year, so fuck that.
Yeah.
Okay, next one.
And you know who else? Just real quick.
Yeah.
The other one, like again, I'll mention we have a mutual friend. They wanted to offer him a walk-on scholarship. I wouldn't want that like sympathy crowd cheering thing either. You know, like, oh, he sucks. Get him, put him in the game. I wouldn't. That would drive me crazy.
I had a buddy that did that, but he was playing for Duke. That might be different.
That's a little different.
Yeah.
Because you're still getting a lot of puss if you're playing for Duke on the 12th.
Little white guy.
Yeah.
You get a lot of puss.
So that's different.
Yeah, it is.
Anyways.
Okay, next question. Would you rather be David Beckham or David Bednar? Every one of you knows Beckham. For those of you that don't live locally, David Bednar is a guy that grew up locally and is a reliever for the Pirates. And 1 year or 2 years, he was great, and things haven't gone so well here.
Right.
So who would you rather be?
This goes against every other one of my things where I always take the money. And I know Beckham's worth $1 jillion, and he has the $1 jillion wife and the lifestyle. But it's the lifestyle. I wouldn't want to live that where I couldn't go out of my house without, he has the looks, GQ, all that kind of stuff. But it would, Bednar could probably go to the 222 bar and not get recognized.
Sure. Oh, for sure.
You're right. And
sure.
I just think that matches more how I would want to live, even though the money, he's going to probably end up going somewhere outside of Pittsburgh and doing well again. So,
of course.
So, it's just a matter of time there. But I couldn't do the Hollywood celebrity thing.
Okay. I'm going to agree with you for a different reason, although some people agree with you, as you're going to find out here. I'm going to go with Bednar because he's 30 and Beckham's 50.
Oh,
I'm thinking that gives me 20 more years to live.
Yeah.
Of which right now it's coming down to the wire. So I'm going with Bednar, and you went with Bednar. Beckham wins 6-5 again.
Wow.
6-5.
We're the minority this week.
We are. And let's see. For Beckham, the guy said he's rich and he has endless endorsements, and he's a winner and a movie star. And one guy just said Bednar's a bum.
Maybe I relate better to that.
But here's one you might like. He took Bednar because he's a U.S. citizen and people from England are puffy. Another guy took Bednar because he liked baseball and he hates soccer. And this goes along with exactly what you said. This guy said Bednar makes millions and is not recognized. So he can go places and not like Beckham.
Yeah.
So
okay.
There we go. Okay, last question on Samurai Chatter.
Yeah.
Would you rather get drunk with or have beers with, I think you'd want to get drunk, but Sean Diddy Combs, everyone knows him, or John Fetterman? If you don't know him, he's our local senator that has had some controversy and continues to have it.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, who would you rather get drunk with?
Now, see, this sounds like I'm going to be a big hypocrite here. I'm taking Diddy because I want to be in one of those baby oil parties. Hell, and it seems like most of the people he's doing all that shit with are protected. So, you don't know who they are anyway. So I don't have to worry about all the celebrity that comes along with it. And you get to bang some pretty hot chicks based on what I've heard.
Absolutely. And I think we're going to hear some more.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. Okay. I put, if it was friends, I'd rather be friends with Fetterman. But one time I want to be with Diddy too. What's the girl that's Cassie?
Oh, I think so.
Oh, yeah. I'd jump on her in a heartbeat.
Exactly.
Yeah. But we agree again. We're in the minority again.
Man.
7-4 with our votes. 7-4 for Fetterman. Let's see. I do have some. For Fetterman, someone said I wouldn't get roofied. Fetterman seems like a beer kind of guy and down to earth. Diddy would have more stories. And one of our friends said, and you get to meet some inmates. And so now you can look forward because from now on, every other week on the Would You Rather, I already talked to some people. They're going to be regulars. So we're going to have audience participation the rest of the time. You got anything else?
No, nothing. I'm good.
Okay. Well, first we'll go with our Yogi Berra quote.
Nice.
You're going to like this. Yogi said, I'm not going to buy my kids an encyclopedia. Let them walk to school like I did.
Awesome.
I was going to go through all what we are and everything, but I think we should just end on that, right? Because we're the hardest working in 4 states and Suriname, and because we want our kids to walk to school like Yogi did. We'll be back next week with 105, and it will have a title, as will this one.